You never know what you'll find in the universe of my mind. Okay, it's finally time to flip through my Messy May journal for 2024. It took me almost 2 months to do this, but it was fun. I enjoyed it a lot. So thank you to everybody who put this together, put the prompts list together, and everybody who shared their videos and everything. They were helpful. So yeah, thank you anybody who's watching who did any of that. And so there's my front cover. Just used a bunch of, this is from a paper bag, old seals, Easter seals and stuff, like really old scrapbooking paper. The journal itself was, Laurie Marie Jenkins showed how to make a journal like this, and I loved it, and I made one, and then I put it on my shelf for a very, very long time, and then I finally used it for Messy May. And it's great to be finally using my stuff. So anyway, so day 1 is in here in the pocket, and it's a prologue. So I was just kind of journaling about everything, and while I was doing Messy May, I was also still working on the 100 Days project, and I was doing Mermaid. And so, yeah, it was a little bit of a challenge. Oh, and this photo is, I had printed it out along with some other photos for a lesson a long time ago, an online lesson, and I never used it, and this was for International Soul Art Day. And so anyway, I just printed some of these photos to do my prologue journaling card with, and just did some journaling on the backs of all the things. Just did some journaling on the backs of all the things, and my paper clip doesn't like to stay put or keep the papers. Anyway, so that is day 1. See, my journal isn't big enough to fit everything, to fit all the prompts, and so I had to use the pockets for some of it. But anyway, and day 2 was Nourish, and so I did a quote. Nourish the body, feed the soul. My husband and I have been getting up at 6 a.m. and going for a walk every day. We started that on May 13th, I think it was. So this photo is from one of those walks, one of those first walks, and it just seems to be doing really good for us, mentally, physically, and maybe even spiritually, I don't know. But anyway, it's really good for us. I'm glad we started it. It was his idea, and I'm proud of us both, because we've both been sticking with it, even on the days when we don't want to, and we have formed the habit, and we're doing it. We did it this morning. We're doing good with it. Day 3 was Enchanted, and I was brought back to one of my favorite moments from one of my visits back home, when we went to feed some squirrels and birds, and they land on your hand. It's so hard to describe the feeling. It's just amazing. Because of how things went, I ended up not doing things chronologically. But anyway, blooming was day 4, I think. And so I just did some tulips. And even though it's day, I'm just going to show it to you out of order. So this was for day 21, and trying to remember what the prompt was. I'm sure it's written, location. Right, location. So my husband and I went outside to the nearby children's play area and sat at a picnic table, and he was doing some journaling and I was doing this. One of the bushes had some show-ups in it, so I drew some show-ups, and the pen that I was using kind of bled through a little bit, but I think it makes it look kind of neat. And on the picnic table they had these seed thingies, so I just put them there. There were only 3, so I couldn't fix I didn't do the other one, and I just made a little booklet. So yeah, that one bush had several critters in it, so I just did a bunch of critters. And I journaled about each one while there, on the back of it. And then when I came home, I put them all in this little booklet. And the table had this. It even had the peace symbol. I was amazed. I tried to do a rubbing, as you can see there. See, the peace symbol is right there. I tried to do a rubbing, but as you can see, that didn't really work. So I did that. And so, like I just said, when I got home, I made the little booklet, and then I did this for the. I don't know why I have this piece, but anyway, just because, I guess. That's a sticker. And scrapbooking paper. It's so awesome to be using my stuff. All this stuff I've had in my stash for so long and finally getting to use it. Marks, I believe, was this prompt, and I didn't like. Yeah, marks for day 5. And I did not like it at all. It was like this. And so I came back later on June 1st and did this, and I like it a lot better. But I mean, it's not horrible. It's just busy and chaotic, and I'm just not very good at collage. I had started and it looked like this, and I hated it, so I made this piece and this piece, and it made it look a little bit better, but I don't know. And then I have these in the tuck spot that it formed, because these are marks from one of my drop papers, and there's a show up critter. Oh, it goes like this. A show up critter swimming. And this made me think of my friend Laurie, because she likes to use her scrappy bits. She has a journal called All Because of Scraps and stuff. So this is all because of Laurie. Anyway, yeah. So I don't know if you can. Yeah, you can kind of tell that it's bits from when I cut out some circles for a different project and stuff. And then, yeah. Anyway, there's a heart and then a butterfly sticker. And inside the pocket, I just made some more marks like that. Just some doodles. And did some journaling about what I just told you. And then I think we're at day 6. Yeah, day 6. Prompt was backgrounds, so I did this and this for backgrounds, and then I came back for day 7, and this is a piece of tracing paper, and for day 7's prompt was moments, and so memorable things, special moments. One day I went out for a walk many years ago. I went out for a walk early in the morning, and it was kind of like a special reward that I saw. I came face to face with a doe. She was a lot bigger, taller than I thought these animals were, and she didn't, like, she wasn't afraid of me. She just kind of stood there at attention. And anyway, it was a wonderful moment, and I just I just put her in there, and then Franklin and I were on a drive or something. Yeah, I can't remember exactly why or where we were, but I saw an elderly couple, and they were holding hands, and they still seemed so in love, and it just was, it did something to me. I don't really know how to explain why or how, but it was just so sweet, and I loved it, and I've never forgotten them, and that too was many years ago. And this one is somewhat recent because it was during one of our morning walks that I was just telling you about. A couple of birds on the goalpost, or not the goalpost. It's something to do with a baseball field, and like where it marks if you're out or something. I don't know. I don't know anything about sports, but anyway, the two birds were chatting with each other on the post, and it was charming, and we've witnessed them like a few days in a row, and so yeah, those were a few moments that I captured and put on there, and then I journaled about them in those ones. Because I made it like this because I didn't want to cover up my background. That's the trouble with me. That's why I prefer the blank page. Most people are afraid of the blank page. I personally prefer the blank page because they don't want to cover up backgrounds or because they don't know what to do with it and stuff. Anyway, so this is just the journaling about day 7 that I just told you about, and mostly I did this just so that I'd have something to put in the pocket. And rays, I was going to do more, like maybe some doodles or something, but I just liked it the way it was, and I didn't want to do anything else, so I just left it. Maybe I could have written a quote or something, but I just wanted to leave it because I love it so much, just the way it is. This is a printout of an old painting I had done. Painting or a... I can't remember if it's a painting or a art journal entry. But anyway, whatever it was, I also found this in my stash. Also great to finally use it. Yeah, so... There, that's better. There's a protective plastic over it, so there's a lot of glare, as you can see. Anyway, yeah, and I showed Franklin, and he agreed that I should just leave it. And so then, during one of our walks, the sun was rising, and there were some rays, and so I did this tag to incorporate the photo and some more photos with some rays, but on a different day during our walk. But the photo doesn't do it justice at all, and the printout is even less. But still, I still wanted to put them. And then originally I had just made the tag to kind of match for the journaling part of day, where are we, day 8? Day 9. Anyway, I don't know how important all that is, but anyway, and so I kind of put that so that it doesn't show up in there, so that it's not interrupted. And then this prompt was open, shutters, open. Oh, this is day 9. Okay, I don't know. I don't think it matters too much. There's a kitty cat in the window. I'll bring it up a little bit so you can see him a bit better. Yeah. Okay, and then reflect. This is a stencil. She's a stencil, and then I just did some journaling about the challenge, the Messy May challenge so far, and everything. And one of the photos from our morning walks. Franklin took it. It was a neat thing. And yeah, so for reflect, for day 10. Day 11 was curiosity. So I did Curious George. Day 12 was uncover, so I made a paper quilt, some faux stitching, and you uncover the truth. Cover, get under the covers, get it? So uncover the truth, speak the truth. Yeah, so this was for day 12, and I did the prompts on a day late. But anyway, doesn't matter. Do I have anything in there? Yeah, I do. Oh, yeah, this came in the mail, and I thought it was neat, and I just wanted something in the pocket, so I just put it. Yeah, there's some address information in the back, so. Okay, and then in the pocket I made another paper quilt, just so that I'd have something in the pocket. And so that I could use up more of the pieces that I punched out to. This is all scrapbook paper. And then gathering. And frankly, I was stumped. Didn't know what to do for the prom, and then Franklin said, why not make a squirrel gathering nuts or acorns or something? And I thought that was a great idea, and so that's what I did. And so in some of my mail, there was an envelope with, oh, yeah, okay, I put that to protect, so that it didn't transfer onto the other things. Anyway, one of the security envelopes in our mail had some acorns, and I had this sticker, so I used it because I thought it was neat. But yeah, here's my squirrel, and I just finished him recently, like within about this week. It was one of the prompts that I had, one of the days that I had missed. This prompt was shadow for day 14, and these are also photos from our morning walks. But before I had those printouts, I had done this. It's a baby dragon flying overhead, and you see only his shadow, or at least that was the idea. And the prompt, the quote says, "Never fear shadows. They simply mean there's a light shining somewhere nearby." By Ruth E. Renkl. Botanicals. So I tried to be kind of clever with my lettering, and these are all stamps. This is a fussy cut piece of that too. Fussy cut piece of scrapbook paper, and the background is scrapbook paper too. Vintage, so I went back to my childhood, and these are stickers, Smurfs, and My Little Pony, the originals. My friends all had a lot of My Little Pony toys, and I always wanted one, but I never had one. But I got to play with theirs, and so it was okay. And I loved to watch morning cartoons, the Care Bears and the Smurfs and all kinds of just a lot of them. But yeah, I just did a few. And then type. This is a different type of Smurf, but the prompt was type, and so I have a typewriter sticker and a different type of Smurf. She doesn't wear the Smurf hat nor the white clothes. And yeah, she kind of represents me in Smurf form or something. She is a Smurf, but she's not very Smurfy. Anyway. I think home was this prompt. Where did I? There must be a pocket in here somewhere. There it is there. Okay. So this, I just finished this like yesterday or the day before. This was serendipity, but I thought the journaling for home was in here too. I guess not. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to show you this because it's kind of neat looking, but at the time I decided that I didn't want to use it because I don't know why. But anyway, I did it. So this is my journaling. I did it inspired by somebody, but I can't remember who. I'm sorry. Anyway, there's no place like home is my quote. And so this is what I had done, and then I wasn't happy enough with it, so I did this, and I liked it better. It's simple, but I like it better. And then, because it's in this pocket, because that's the only pocket I could find to put it in, that it would fit and stuff, I did serendipity. Now, serendipity was for a much later prompt, but today, but I didn't get it done until, like I said, until yesterday or the day before. And so this is my journaling about it all. And serendipity, the first thing that came to mind for this prompt was the movie Serendipity, but I didn't really know how to go about that. And then I was telling Franklin about that prompt on the day that I was supposed to do it, but I said I just don't know what to do for it. And so later that day he came to my studio room and showed me these that he had put together from packaging from his lunch. We were each doing our own thing for lunch. Anyway, his lunch, he used this packaging, and so these inspired, so this guy inspired this, as well as this. And this inspired this guy with glasses, but the eyes got messed up. And also this guy, which I think he's kind of adorable, if I do say so myself, not to brag. But and so serendipity was the prompt for day 18 that I did it I placed it in different order. And then my journaling about all that stuff I just told you is in there. I couldn't really fit these, and I wasn't as happy with these as these two, so I just did that and put them in here. And I put a quote. It says, what's meant to be will be. Quote or saying or whatever you call that. I almost broke into song, but then I'd be in trouble because of copyright. But, okay, ta-da, ta-da. Sometimes when that part, the what is that called? The little dip, so that you can get into the pocket easier. Sometimes when it looks like it's going to interfere, I just kind of glue a piece of the background so that it is less noticeable. Anyway, okay, so where were we? There. Okay. So home, serendipity, and then be bold. So bold was the prompt for day 20. Okay. Did we skip a bunch of days? Anyway, whatever. Yeah, when I don't do things in chronological order, in the order. Where'd that come from? Anyway, I'll figure that out later. It kind of messes with my brain when I don't do things in the right order, but in this, I kind of didn't really have a lot of choice in this one. Anyway, the prompt was bold, and the day was 20, and this is what I did. This is a stamp that I made myself, and you can see it there printed out. I could if I were in frame. It's upside down there, but you can see the stamped portion of it. Anyway, this is a piece of scrapbook paper, and I made all the white dots into peace symbols in a rainbow order, and the little info strip at the bottom of the scrapbook paper had a neat little pocket with some art supplies in it, and meatology, and I loved that, so I just put it on there. Be bold. Be bold, be brave enough to be your true self, be unique. Because there's only one you and stuff. Okay, I really like this. Okay, so yeah, day 16. So yeah, definitely in the wrong order there. But this prompt was now, and so a very precious moment. That was supposed to, it doesn't work. it was supposed to pull this out, but I didn't do it right. Anyway, the gift of now is supposed to. It's supposed to open up and reveal the word now, but there. Anyway. And then roots, I was running out of pages and still had a bunch of prompts to do, so I started getting a little bit creative. So yeah, roots. I am Canadian, Acadian, like my family. I can't even read my own writing. Anyway, these are my roots, my building blocks of me or whatever. And then I'm from Nova Scotia. I live in Ontario, Canada now. Still miss back home, but anyway, I put this map on and just some things. And then my journaling looks like trees as well. Oh, I guess I never put anything on the back side. I probably should, but oh well, wherever. Oh, emotions. Hold on a sec.